So she's like, yep, you have a slow leak, like your water is partially broken, like everything. We went earlier the week, we were walking everywhere, going to malls and walking, it was wet. When I went to pee, so I was like, there's in and out. Hey guys, so welcome back. Today I'm doing like a sit down video instead of like a vlog. If you're wondering where baby girl is, she's sleeping in her bassinet. The lighting's a little bad. I have a ring light, but right now we're using like for her camera, like the tripod for the ring light. We're using that to hold up her camera till the stand gets here. Right now I'm in her room. Like this is like the nursery slash the guest room. So, but anyways, so she's sleeping, so I can finally have time to make this video. I wanted to make a video about like the birth story and how everything went with her. Currently, I'm two months postpartum and she's 2. We have our 2-month checkup on the 18th of this month, and it's a little later because the doctor that we wanted, we had to like wait for him. But anyways, so I did have a birth vlog. We didn't vlog too much. It was like here and there and like more so after, but it was just extremely busy. We had visitors in and out. I think we didn't really have alone time till around like midnight when it was just me, him, and Kora. And even then, like nurses were in and out giving me medication, checking on Kora and everything. So I just wanted to like go ahead and explain like how everything happened. So her due date was October 26th, and clearly she didn't come on the 26th. So it was Monday the 28th, and at this point like I'm 2 days overdue. I'm so tired of being pregnant. I've been off work for almost 3 weeks at that point, and I was just so tired. I was taking off work early because I had such bad swelling and I just couldn't be on my feet all day. But so, and I was like, my mom was like, oh, my kids came early. I never had anyone late. And the closest they came was like 2 weeks to their due date. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have Kora like early. It'll be fine. Well, that was not the case. So Monday the 28th, Ethan's over at our house. We're just like hanging out. We're just having a day like not doing anything special. We tried everything. Earlier the week we were walking everywhere, going to malls and walking, walking around my neighborhood, walking to the Starbucks like a mile away, coming back, doing squats at every corner, on the birthing ball, dancing, like anything you could think of, spicy foods, like we tried it. And nothing happened. So it's Monday night and we're just chilling. He's playing like his video games and stuff, and he's like, I'm gonna go home tonight. Like obviously nothing's happening, so I'm just gonna go home and sleep. And then he said, I'll be back tomorrow to pick you up because we had a doctor's appointment at like 9 in the morning. So I was like, okay, I'll see you then. Went to bed. So then at like 3 o'clock in the morning I woke up because I had to pee, and like I was soaked, not like, okay, I wasn't soaked, but like it was wet when I went to go pee. So I was like, but like I heard it was more of like a gush of water, and so I wasn't soaked. So I was like, I have a doctor's appointment at like 9 in the morning, so like I'll just wait the 6 hours, go back to sleep. And so I went back to sleep, my alarm went off, and we woke up. And Ethan's there to pick me up, so we get in the car, and he's like, I don't know, like I have a feeling like we're gonna go to this doctor's appointment and like we're not going home. And I'm like, at this point all my hopes were just done. I was like, no, she's not coming anytime soon. I was dilated to a 3 for 3 weeks, and I was just like, no, like nothing's happening, like we're just gonna go and it is what it is. So we go, like I tell her like, yeah, like I woke up this morning, I was like wet, but it wasn't a big gush. I wasn't soaked. I mean, it could be my water, but I feel like there would be more. So she does her check or whatever, and she's like, well, it was partially broken. So my water was partially broken. It was like a slow leak. So I could have gone to the hospital that night and like went through triage and everything, but whatever. So she's like, yep, you have a slow leak, like your water is partially broken, like I'm sure you're tired of being pregnant, so you're going to the hospital and having a baby. And I'm like, okay. So we go home, I call my mom, I'm like, Mom, we're going to the hospital. She said, like, take your time, it's not like a huge rush to get down there. So we get home, I finish packing like the little things that we need in our bag. I put our bags in the car, and my mom and Ethan and I all get in the car. And so on our way there, we do stop and get food. We stopped at Wendy's to get food because once you're there, like, you're not allowed to eat. So we stop and get food. It was about 10 o'clock in the morning. No, it was about 10:30 in the morning when we got food. And so then we drive down. So it's about a 30-minute drive from my house to the hospital. So we're driving down there. I don't feel any contractions, like nothing. So we get there, and there was a little bit of confusion when we got to the hospital. They first were gonna put me, so I went back to like a triage room because that's where they like monitor you and make sure you're in labor. Because my doctor said nothing but like just like head down to the hospital, I'll send everything down that you need. I said okay. So we're there, and before they like had me change in the triage room, but before I even like lay down the bed, like I had to pee in a cup, and I come back and they're like, you're being induced, like you don't need to be in a triage room. I'm like, huh? So I'm in like the hospital gown. We go back to the waiting room because we have to wait for a room to be ready in the labor and delivery wing. So we're waiting, and now it's about like 12 o'clock. So then so finally they come and get us, and we get settled into our room, and we're just like, hook me up to all the monitors, the heartbeat monitor and everything else, the IVs and everything. And so we're just kind of like hanging out. They start me on Pitocin, and then I think like 30 minutes later, my doctor came in and she like broke the rest of my water, like just officially broke it. So then at that time, after she broke my water and she checked me, I was 6 centimeters dilated already, and that was like in a 2-hour window from like, so 12, so like 2 o'clock now, I'm at like 6 centimeters. So then she like goes away, whatever, and we're chilling there, hanging out, and like I start to feel the contractions, but like again, not too much. But I was like, you know what, I'll just go ahead and get the epidural, because when I start to feel them, like I don't want to try to sit through an epidural and like have a contraction come and whatever, because the epidural already kind of scared me. So I was like, I'll just go ahead and get it now when I'm not really feeling too much, and just be on our way. So I tell them that I want an epidural, because they're like, you can get an epidural like whenever you want. Like I could have walked in there before I'm like, even like as soon as I start Pitocin, they're like, I need an epidural, and they're like, okay. Anyway, so we do the epidural. They do their timeout to make sure like this is the right person and everything, and we're doing the epidural, and she had numbed my back, but when she put it in, I could feel it all. It hurt so bad. Like it was such a sharp pain. Like I like kind of jolted. Like nothing went wrong with it, but like I felt it all. Like she didn't numb me enough or something, and I could feel it. It hurt so, like I was in tears. Like it hurt really bad. So after that, they had me like laying, if you watched like the vlog, you could like see I was laying on my side and like other side, like flipping back and forth every hour, and like I had a peanut ball in between me. So after the epidural, they came in again. So now it's like 3:30 is when they came in from like 2. So yeah, 3:30, and I was at 8 centimeters. So like this Pitocin and everything was happening real quick. And so we're like, oh my gosh, we're all like excited. We're like, oh, we're getting closer. Like it's gonna be in no time. So we're flipping back and forth. They come in every hour to check, and I finally was at 9 centimeters at like 5 o'clock. And they're coming in every hour to check, flipping me back and forth. And like with the epidural, I could like still feel like my feet. I could move my toes and everything, because some people say they can't, but like I could. So we're doing all that, and it's like, what's that? They came in at like 11. Yeah, they came in at 11, and she checked me and I was still at 9 centimeters. And that's when she was like, you've been at 9 centimeters for a long time now, like, she's not coming, we're gonna have to do a C-section. And I instantly burst into tears. I had not planned for a C-section. I didn't do any research on a C-section. I wasn't informed on anything about the procedure because it wasn't in our plan to have a C-section, or was it even a thought that it might happen to have a C-section. So, and I have such bad anxiety, so I'm completely freaking out. I'm in tears. Ethan's there trying to calm me down. My best friend Grace is there. My mom was in the room, but so like when they came in and checked me and like said like, oh, she's at 9 centimeters still, my mom like zoned out. She's like, oh, she's still at 9 centimeters. Well, I guess we got more waiting. So she didn't hear when they said that we have to do a C-section, because she looked back over and she was like, why is she, like, asked my best friend like, why is she crying? And my friend Grace was like, I believe they said like she has to have a C-section. My mom like shot up and like came over. So like Ethan's there with me and everything, and my mom's there talking me down, and like the doctors and nurses are like running around to get everything like ready. So then we went in, so finally they're ready at like, I'll say 11:30. It was like so quick when they told me that we need a C-section and we're doing one. So me and Ethan go to the operating room, and I was like, obviously I had like the anxiety, so I was scared. And before they started, they like all introduced themselves and everything. And since I already had an epidural, I wasn't put under anything until after. So when I went in there, they like numbed me more, and they like would take the, I don't know what they took because I couldn't see, but they took something and was like poking my stomach and like, do you feel that? Do you feel that? Do you feel that? It was like something sharp, and I kept saying yes every time because I could still feel it. And they're like, do you feel pressure, or do you feel like something sharp? I'm like, no, like I can feel something sharp. So they had to give me so much medication for me not to feel it. I don't know why. It didn't have an effect on me. So we're in there and everything, and it hurt so bad. Like, I don't, like, there was so much pressure. Well, I don't even know how to explain it. There was a lot of pressure. And when they were like, when they were getting ready to like pull her out, they're like, you're going to feel a lot of pressure. And I'm already crying because I'm in pain, and like I was crying more. But then like Ethan was next to me, and it's like, she's almost here, like she's almost here, she's almost here. And then like he said that it was like the coolest thing to watch because I was like crying in pain. But then when I heard her cry, I was like happy, like I started smiling, like I was so happy she was here. I like remember her crying. And then they told me she was like 9 pounds and 6 ounces, and my doctor was like, even if you did dilate, there's absolutely no way like I could have delivered her like vaginally. Like she would have had to have a C-section because she was too big and I'm just too small. So then they took her to like do all the clean her up, take her vitals and everything, and Ethan then went over to her. My body was in such bad shock. I was shaking. All like they had blankets over me because I thought I was cold, and I was shaking so bad. All the blankets kept falling off. My IV, they had to like tape it, like double tape it down so it would stay in because it kept falling out. And I was in a lot of pain and just so much anxiety. I was shaking so bad. So what they did was they like put me to sleep for like 10 minutes while they finished up. And then I woke, when I woke back up, she was on my chest and we were headed back to the recovery room. And like from there in the recovery room, I sat there for 2 hours because they had to monitor me from the C-section. And then after the 2 hours, they pushed us, they like took me up to our like postpartum room. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning when we finally got into the room and everything. But after, like, when she was born, because she was born at 11:56, so she was barely just born on the 29th. But after they like pulled her out and like I saw her, after they put me to sleep, I don't remember much of like too much of waking up and being pushed back to the room and what happened, like what all happened within that 2-hour period that I was being watched and like moving back to the room. I don't remember too much till like the next day. So, but yeah, so that is well, that's our birth story. It didn't go how I had planned it, but it was the best way to get her here in the safest way, so it's what had to be done. Whenever I do have another kid, I think, I'm not sure if I'll just do another C-section or like plan a C-section and just go that way, or do it naturally. But yeah, so that's our birth story. I'm so happy I finally was able to sit down and record this. It is a bit of a longer video and I apologize, but that's our birth story. And I think soon Ethan and I are gonna sit down and film a video of how we found out and how we told like our parents and everyone, because that's a crazy story too. So I'm excited to sit down and film that, but for now that's all. She is waking up, so I'm gonna go get her. She's probably hungry and I'm gonna feed her. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you guys have any video requests, just let me know.